My name is Michael, and I was diagnosed with Crohn's disease in 2009 and eventually had my colon removed in 2017 after many years of trying a few medications and then living with a very restrictive diet and managing my symptoms that way. You may know me from my Instagram account where I am Mick Flair, and I am attempting to be the first that I'm aware of competitive eater without a colon. And I share all of my large meals, eating adventures, and just other aspects of living without a colon with a bag. You've probably seen me on there eating in my signature purple sweatshirt or possibly purple hat or headband to represent the inflammatory bowel disease community. Many of the friends that I've made on there have encouraged me to make this YouTube channel, which will pretty much just be an extension of that. I will share not only my food challenges, but homemade meals that I make, whether large or small, unique foods, fun foods, and pretty much just anything having to do with food and eating in ways that it's changed after having surgery. Um, Before I had surgery, I was managing my symptoms pretty well. I was able to stay pretty active and do most normal things within reason. Probably fatigue was the biggest overall symptom that I dealt with long term and kind of struggled with. But eating was definitely what I missed the most, just eating freely. And after having surgery, that's what I was looking forward to more than anything, just being able to reintroduce foods again that I hadn't eaten in nearly a decade, and just not having to be so cautious of if you travel or if you go somewhere of having to bring your own food with you or know ahead of time where you were going to go and find some safe food. So that's definitely why I picked eating, and just because I'd never seen that before. And that motivated me to want to recover quickly after surgery and get right on that as soon as I could. My surgery has been more successful than I ever would have imagined in my wildest dreams. And I know there's no guarantee that anybody else's surgery will be as successful as mine. However, I still enjoy doing this and sharing it because no doctor or surgeon or anybody can tell you that you can't do or can't eat certain things, because I'm doing it, or at least I'm striving to do it. And that's my motivation, is even if someone else might not get to the level of things that I'm able to do so far, I want to explore what the limits are and try to push that and test that as much as I can. Um, let's see, what else was I going to say? Sorry, this is my first video here, and I had a little thing planned out, and I just want to make sure I get all the information covered of what my page is going to be about. In addition to the eating, I'll share some of the fitness tips that I have. I'm also a certified personal trainer and exercise physiologist, so I'll be sharing how fitness helps me, whether you have a bag or you're managing it on your own, the role that fitness, exercise, and otherwise eating healthy plays in managing that. And ultimately, my overall goal is just to, well, one, normalize living with the colostomy bag. At first glance, it might look a little weird that we have this, bag attached to our midsection, but it's really not that big of a deal. We can still do most things that anybody else can and just live normal lives. And I just want to make it seem less daunting or intimidating to somebody who might be kind of struggling managing their symptoms and is just putting off surgery, because it's a big step and obviously a life-changing step. And I just want to make it seem maybe just not such a big deal, such a heavy decision, because mine has been very successful. And even the things that haven't been a success compared to living with the bad colon and all the symptoms you deal with there, they're still really not that bad. Just like in a perfect world, there are things that could be better. But for the most part, I would still trade it any day to live how I live now after having surgery than I was before. And somebody that I've met on here, I don't remember who it was offhand, but they had told me after I'd made the decision, they told me, you're going to be so happy with it, you're not going to realize how little energy you had until you have the surgery and you see what it was like, to have energy and be able to do things again. And I would say that's very true. I didn't realize, even though I was able to do a lot, how exhausted and how much the disease was still affecting me, even though I felt like I was managing it very well and I was ultimately in control, even if it did impact my life in some ways. Surgery has definitely been a huge improvement for me. So if you don't already follow me on Instagram, my account is Mick Flare. That's MIC_FLARE, like a flare up kind of flare. And if that sounds interesting to you, I'm going to be sharing, like I said, all aspects of eating, whether it's new foods, unique foods, competitive eating, and also just homemade, home cooking, large meals, fun foods, unique foods, hybrid foods, whatever. I just wanted to explore all things eating without a colon. That's my goal, as well as being able to travel more, meet more of my friends online who also have inflammatory bowel disease or other autoimmune diseases or conditions that they would like to share, and create more awareness to, and kind of get their stories out there. So if that sounds fun to you, I welcome you all to subscribe, follow along, and I will get those videos coming out as soon as I can. So until I see you next time, stay hungry and be healthy.